And so, my friend, here we are, hurtling through darkness on this little chunk of earth at unthinkable speeds. And so, my friend, here we are, living our lives in this tiny speck of time. How rare this moment. How beautiful that we even exist. And so, my friend, here we are, in this our time, sharing our words. I'm going to read two more poems. These are by Wynne Hathaway. First one is called Sashlock. There is no life outside of me if this is what I see. I get to choose the smoke and mirrors, the darkened room, the self-imposed screen of mortality. There is no death in the face of truth. There is no reason that one vessel should fail and another would not. There is no purpose in the question why, when it is used to justify. No power in wish. There is no fulfillment in want. No honor in passion that is self-serving. The miracle is lost when blindly sought, or when obedience is forgotten, and I hopelessly hope. I remember these things, and I remember the lock works from the inside. Throw open the sash and live. A second poem by Wynne Hathaway. It's entitled Mind. Mind, rest in contemplation, harbored in thought. Tour your world, you lion in a cage. Rest in your kingdom, exploring, deepening your view of the void, of nothingness, of stillness, of concern, of desire. Don't sleep, mind. When I lay down, tell me the tales of the trained, of the free, crossing from real to reality. Come to me in my frozen state. Riddle me.
My first poem was written by committee over email. Marv and Wynne and I. I don't even know if I can explain how we wrote the lines, but we each wrote some, and they're in no thoughtful order, but they somehow came out kind of cool at the end. So this is for you, Wynne. It's called Bubbles Rise, Fiddleheads Unroll. Bubbles rise and pop on the surface. Fiddleheads unroll, reaching to the sky. Mama Fox brings home a feathery morning treat. Frolicking kits sate youthful hearts. Fiddleheads unroll, reaching to the sky. We reach for love when we see light. Frolicking kits sate youthful hearts. Spring brings the new. Spring light brings the new. We reach for love where we see light, nurturing our beloved. Spring light brings the new, as memories come and go. Nurturing her beloved, Mama Fox brings home a feathery morning treat. As memories come and go, bubbles rise and pop on the surface. We want me in the best light.
We want you in the best light. Thank you.
I'm going to go slightly out of order just because the inspiration for this next one is the loud one in the back. I'm so glad she could be here to hear it, but she may leave soon after it's read. I write a blog for the HearCast website, which is a community, more than a bulletin board, but less than a newspaper site. And mine is called Cancer to Plans. It's pretty much all about having cancer and living with cancer. When Margaret there, who's 1.5, was born, this was the blog that I wrote that week. It's called Chronicles of Kindness and Lip Gloss, a letter to my new niece. Dear Maggie, I'm so glad you're finally here. Welcome, you perfect little peanut. This world is quite a place, and you have 2 of the most phenomenal people to guide you through it. Yes, your mom and dad are pretty terrific, but I want you to know that I'm here too. Unfortunately, there's some stuff going on with my body that might make me a less fun auntie than I want to be for you sometimes, but I'll make a deal with you. We will spend every possible second that we can together, making memories, laughing at your dad. I hope I get to be the one to tell you the story about how he set the kitchen counter on fire one Christmas, and sharing so much joy. I won't let myself get distracted by trying to teach you everything I want you to know in the limited time we have, as long as you promise to read this letter every once in a while and keep my hopes for you close to your heart. Agreed? Good. Here they are, in no particular order. Number 1, be kind. It's free, and it feels good. Sometimes it's easier not to be kind, but it's always worth the effort. 2, saying no is not inherently unkind. When the thing you're being asked to do isn't good for you, it's honest and strong to say so. When you're not sure about someone, err on the side of love and acceptance. Usually people aren't trying to offend you, even if what they're saying isn't cool. You can't control what they say, but you can control how you react to it. Shake it off, laugh it off, or tell them gently to knock it off. 4, take constructive criticism graciously. You won't agree with all of it, but be reflective rather than defensive. Chances are, even in the worst criticism, there is a grain of wisdom that can make you a better person. 5, most situations are improved with a great shade of lip gloss, but don't start using it until Mommy and Daddy say you are old enough. I know. 6, speak up with that voice. She wants more of something. Speak up for people whose voices aren't loud enough to be heard on their own. Stand up for people whose legs aren't strong enough to support them. Some people will tell you that you are dumb because other kids your age are doing dumb things. They are mentally incapable of separating you from your peer group. It doesn't matter what they say. They aren't the ones who need you. 7, the people on your phone are almost never more important than the people there in front of you. Phones are cool and fun, but you have to know when to leave it in your pocket and be present in the moment. 8, that being said, you should always take calls from your auntie. 10, follow your passion. That was 9, sorry. When I copied and pasted this, it messed up the numbers. I know. 10, be who you are, extravagantly. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. I hope that you will feel that and live it out loud. 11, listen to your mom and dad. They are 2 of the best people I know and will always want the best for you, even when you can't seem to agree on what that is. I love you more than you will ever know. Auntie Carrie. You're excused. My last one is called In Praise of a Well-Titled List. I've had a lot of conversations about bucket lists lately. When your life is significantly limited by an illness, a lot of conversations come up about how you choose to spend your time. I always value those conversations, but not before I cringe a little bit at the term. Bucket list. It never bothered me before my diagnosis. It always seemed like a good reminder that we all will die and should all give some thought about the things we want to accomplish before that time comes. But when you are told that your time is exceptionally limited and you spend about half your life getting treatments and recovering from them, you stop wanting to talk about the kicking the bucket part of it. Also, I looked up the origin of the term, and let's just say it isn't a pleasant picture. I aim to change the focus of my list to the living part. To answer the late Mary Oliver's essential question, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? So as a woman who loves lists and great titles, what should I call it? My one wild and precious life list? My best life list? The let's do this list? Other ideas? I organized my list, of course. I put my goals into categories like my son and his friends classify the colleges they're applying to: safety schools, match schools, and reach schools. While I like to think that I have a considerable amount of time on my clock, I definitely don't have the time I would need to cover my entire list. Money might also be a bit of an issue, since there are several destination goals that won't be cheap flights. I'm happy to report that I've been pushing through the match goals, ones that if you've been reading this blog, you know a lot about. My tattoo, progress towards bringing a dog park to Windsor, Vermont, seeing Lady Gaga in concert, and being the best auntie I can possibly be to a little girl who lives 2,632 miles away from me, but who's counting. I probably won't get a hot tub. I doubt I'll get the boys and myself to every single MLB ballpark to see the Pirates play. I don't expect to see the Property Brothers remodeling my kitchen, despite my mom's impassioned plea to them. And I can't see me footing the bill that it would require to get myself to Machu Picchu or Uluru, but I'll keep them on my list for now. Maybe I'll meet number 15 on my reach list, a philanthropic billionaire who adores me and can both cook and remodel an old kitchen.